Happy New Year. It is now year 2020. Your girl still don't have 2020 vision, but Jesus, fix it, please. I really do pray and hope that God gives you everything that you need this year and he opens up those doors that have been shut. And let's get into this story. First, I would like to apologize, for that window right there. I don't know why I've not put a curtain, but yeah, I need to. So I apologize. Just act like that's like really beautiful back there, like all the YouTubers. And I am also not a medical professional, so the things that I say today is just what's been working for me. So my PCOS story and how I found out I was diagnosed. So first of all, I want to say, if you don't know what PCOS is, it is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And so basically what happens is cysts begin to develop around the sides of your ovaries, and they can be very painful for me when they burst or, erupt, explode, whatever you want to use. For me, it feels like someone's pulling a little thin piece of skin and then they're just pulling it. It's very uncomfortable. It's not anything where I'm like, oh gosh. Well, so far, knock on wood, it's not anything where I'm like needing to be bedridden for, or need to take off the rest of the day. When I do get my cycles though, that's a whole different little devil. We rebuke that in the name of Jesus. But it also is different for every woman. So I know my sister, when hers erupt, they're very, very painful for her, to the point where sometimes it's just overwhelming. And I would like to know how you guys feel when they erupt. I just want to learn from you, like, how the differences are in every person's body when it comes to PCOS. Some other things that can happen is you can get like extreme hair growth. And let me tell you, I'm Hispanic, so that's like a double whammy on me. Disrespectful. But also like acne can be an issue. I thankfully, thank the Lord, I don't really have an acne problem. So, that's not anything that I deal with. Obviously the hormonal imbalances, mood swings. Lord, bless my husband and be with him. Let's all say a prayer right now for my husband, because I be getting them mood swings. Also, irregular cycles. I haven't had a regular cycle since August, September, and that was medically induced, but since then I've not had one. So whenever it comes back, I know it's gonna come with the vengeance. So everyone beware, get out of my way, because your girl's gonna be crazy. So obviously that hormonal imbalance is the biggest thing right now. Since I'm not having any normal cycles, that means I'm not ovulating, which also means that I'm unable to get pregnant at this point. And that really stinks, because a lot of us that have PCOS and are dealing with it are really, really wanting to have babies and start families. But I just know, I'm gonna learn from this, and I'm gonna learn the steps that I need to take, and God is going to help me make changes, and we're gonna have our family soon. And so what I'm gonna be doing this 2017 year is 2017, Lord have mercy, I'm 3 years behind. Hashtag embarrassed. 2020 year, I am going to be preparing my body for weight loss and to hopefully become fertile, and pray to the big man above that we get pregnant. So how I found out I have PCOS. So just a backstory. I've always had issues with my weight. It's always been up and down. I got with the program, and I lost 75 pounds, and I was at the top, performance and shape of my life. And of course, during that time, I got married, and when I got married, my husband's Dominican, and so we were in the Dominican Republic, and let me just say that food in the Dominican Republic, ay Dios mío, tan rico. It is so good, and I was like overindulging, and of course, you're gonna overeat when you're on your honeymoon and you're enjoying like all-inclusive resorts, where this stuff is just like out there and you could just go get it anytime you want it. And so I came back and I only had gained like about 10 pounds, which isn't too bad, but that was enough to kind of push me over into like beginning to develop PCOS symptoms. And so one of the biggest symptoms that I didn't talk about before, because I'm going to talk about it now, is exhaustion. Extreme fatigue. I'm telling you, to the point where I would go to work, come back home and lay down, and I would stay there until, you know, I knew I had to get up the next day and go to work. I was so tired. I'm pretty sure people thought there was something wrong with me, because people would be like, oh, you know, let's do this, let's do that, let's go here, let's go there. And I'm like, you know, I can't, you know, I just really can't make it. And I was just so tired, like even to respond to people, to text, to call back. Like, I am so sorry to my friends and family, but you don't know where I was mentally during this time. I didn't know why I was so exhausted. And then I thought, well, maybe I'm exhausted because I'm pregnant. Like, that has to be it, right? So I went to the doctor, took a urine test, took a blood test. All of that was negative. It was like, oh, no, you have PCOS. Congratulations. This must run in the family. And I was like, actually, it does. My sister has PCOS and endometriosis, and that's a whole monster in itself. And I am so sorry if you have both of those diagnosis. Like, I know what my sister goes through, and it's terrible. And so, you know, I got home with that news, and I was like, I really did go into like a situational depression, because I was like, I know the problems my sister goes through, her and her husband wanting a baby for 9 years. Like, this is going to be my future. And I let PCOS defeat me. Like, I literally gave in fully into PCOS in all of its glory. It's infamous glory, I should say. You know, I let the exhaustion take place. Like I said, I was situationally depressed, so I really let like a lot of relationships kind of just like dwindle out in the air. And I'm, like I said, I'm so sorry. You really don't know what I was going through mentally. And I also wasn't reaching out to anybody. I was not telling anyone. Obviously, my husband, he was the only one that knew, and he was just like, it's okay, we're gonna get through this. And so, you know, I finally got over knowing that I had PCOS, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna try to lose this weight, because everything is reversible with weight loss. A lot of things are reversible with weight loss. And my doctor was just like, you know, I could put you on this drug called metformin. We could put you on birth control, which I definitely knew I did not want to go on birth control, because I was on birth control previously for irregular periods, and it also made me go loony. And when I lost the weight, my cycles went back on schedule. And then again, when I gained the weight, it went crazy all over again. And so, so I was like, okay, you know what? Let's give metformin a chance. And if you don't know what metformin is, it's typically given to diabetic patients, and it helps you regulate your blood sugars. And so that's another thing with PCOS. Your blood sugar levels are, you know, not great. And so you need to really keep them steady to avoid additional weight gain and the PCOS symptoms and all that good stuff. So I was on metformin. I've recently gotten off metformin because I'm like, you know what? I can do this. I can lose the weight. And I also have non-fatty liver disease. Yay, that usually goes hand in hand. And so I have that to deal with, and you know, everything filters through the liver. And so I just wanted to give my liver a break. I'm doing Liver Focus by JJ Smith, if you know who that is. I'm taking that right now to kind of help clean that out. And so just what I'm going to be doing this year to reverse PCOS and reverse the cycle in the name of Jesus is I want to lose 75 to 100 pounds. That's my goal. And I know I could do it. I've done it before. It's just going to take a lot of extra steps that I didn't have to worry about before when I was younger. Now I'm 31, so it's harder to lose weight, especially with PCOS. It's even harder to lose weight. And I tell people, I'm like, I'm constantly like feeling so starved in order just to lose anything. But I've been doing a lot of research lately, and I've been looking at foods that are all about anti-inflammation, anti-inflammatory, really good foods like avocados and all of your proteins, definitely watching those carbs, doing a lot of green spinach, all of that good fatty foods or fatty oils like olive oil. Flaxseed is really good. I put that in my green smoothies. And so I was like, you know, I've got to just make sure I put the push out there. So I am working out every day. If it's not an hour or 45 minutes, I'm definitely starting with 30 minutes. That's my advice to you. Like, if you feel like I cannot go too hard too quick just because I know myself and I'm gonna stop, like just do 30 minutes on an incline or just go walk. I have a German Shepherd and he has a lot of energy, so I'll go take him out to the walking trail and we'll go walk forever. I mean, that kid, has ton of energy, so we can go for a really long time until before we have to come back. And so I'm just really like putting myself out there. So I'm gonna weigh myself once a month, except for this week I am weighing on Thursday because I'm doing a smoothie update on just like my weight and how that has gone. But literally anything that I lose is going to add up, and I can't think of like, oh, just 2 pounds. I don't know if it's gonna be 2 pounds, but I'm just saying, like, I can't just like let that defeat me when other people or the person next to me who's healthier is losing 5 pounds. I'd rather lose, you know, steady low weight so I can, you know, be sure that I'm going to keep it off. So I'm really excited. I'm really hoping that you keep me accountable as well, because it can definitely be easy during this time of year to fall off the bandwagon with all the good foods going on. But it's now January 2020. And so we're all working on our goals, right? So anyhow, I just hope that you walk with me. You can teach me some things too. I know we can teach each other about PCOS and how to break and reverse our diagnosis. And so I would like to hear from you. If you don't mind liking and subscribing to my channel, writing your comment on there, let me know how you're feeling, how you're dealing with PCOS and infertility. And I hope you have a great new year. Bye.